Franke.
All right, if I'm gonna run training for you, you need to act like you're training. You ready?
Yeah.
How's this? That's not as good. I'm gonna do the welcome talk, and I'm gonna do price value. I don't know how long each is, so I'm just gonna go, and I'm gonna skip the videos. So, we start training usually with an intro of each person, because it gets the vibes going. So let's fake do that for 3 people. We're gonna do Scotty, we're gonna do Miser, we're gonna do Joe. Why don't you tell us who you are, where you went to high school, and one fun fact about yourself.
Scotty Brown, Portville High School, I'm a bowler.
Hey, nice. Welcome to training, Scotty. Jake?
Jake Miser, Avon High School, and I won the 2nd grade race in my town.
Wow. 2nd grade race. There's a town-wide 2nd grade race.
Yeah, the Eagle Run. Yeah.
The Eagle Run. What was 3rd grade?
I don't know.
Yeah. Eagle Run. Talk about that one. I won the Eagle Run. Joe?
Joe Cartwright from the high school, and I was a barman.
Oh, you were a baller. That makes so much more sense. But we go around, each person introduces themselves, and then that gets a good vibe going, and we get started. So officially welcome to training, guys. A little bit about me, less about me here in a second, but we're just going to talk about me briefly. I started with the company back in 2011. I was a senior in high school. Just got a random phone call, and she was like, $17 starting base pay, and I was like, I'll scoop poop for that. Like, sign me up, like I'm coming in. Graduated from Indiana University Kelley School of Business. Sales and marketing major. I ran an office in northern Indiana for our company for 6 years, and then got promoted. Got asked to move to Michigan, and now I run half the state of Michigan for the company. And I'm a little over $15 million in career sales. So, a little bit about me. As we dive in, take some guesses here. How much Cutco do you think we sold last week?
4,000.
As a company, not as this office. Like this is great guess, Mark. This isn't Cutco Corporation. Some people think like this is Cutco. No. This is. Do you guys know like this is one of 300 offices throughout the company? This is the Farmington Hills branch. So all 300 locations throughout the United States. And not last month or last year, just last week. What did the company sell last week? 7 days.
300,000.
300,000.
That was per office, good.
That's a lot. What else do you think? 400,000?
No way.
Come on.
Too high.
$500,000. Would you guys agree that if we sold $500,000 last week, that'd be pretty impressive?
Yes.
Like you'd be like, you sell lots of knives here. I hate to break it to you, we did sell $500,000 last week. Last week we sold $2,753,018. Yeah. So the reason I share this with you is because when I first started, my mom was like, "Oh, you shouldn't do that. You should stay at Arby's. Like nobody's gonna buy anything from you." And I was like, "Why do you say that?" She's like, "Well, Logan, everybody already has knives." And I'm like, "Dad sells cars, and everybody already has cars." And she was like, I'm like, all right, I'm going to training. So my point is, like, you're going to show people Cutco. You're going to sell Cutco to people who already have knives. They're not buying knives because they don't have knives. They're buying knives because they need new ones. And we sell a lot of this stuff every single week, every single year. So I want to walk you through. I'll jot these things down. I want to walk you through a few reasons of why Cutco is so great. Who cut rope and leather in the back of Rachel earlier? Can you see why we sell so much Cutco? Like, isn't that great? So the reason we do 3 million a week and 250 to 300 million a year is because number one, Cutco's the #1 rated kitchen knife brand in America. You write that down. This isn't my opinion. This is not a myth. This is not a hope. This is not a wish. We sell more kitchen knives than any other kitchen knife company in the United States. We're #1. Is Cutco something they have to buy once? Use every day, they never have to replace. I'll write this down, forever guarantee. Our products have what's called a forever guarantee. If they break it, chip it, crack it, melts, they get a new one for free forever. you think appreciates that? The customers. The customers really appreciate that. Our products have been around for 75 years. Cutco started in 1949. Everything's American made. They save money by cooking at home. Who knows you spend less money cooking at home? Who knows that to be true? Like, you spend way less money cooking at home. You save money. You spend more time with family. Home cooked meal at the dinner table, more time with mom, more time with dad. The parents get more time with the kids. And you might say, well, Logan, people don't need Cutco to cook at home. People don't need they could just cook at home with their current knives, but why don't they? Because they're not good tools. Like how fun was that, Cam? How fun was that cutting the rope and leather?
That was awesome.
Can you imagine how excited you are to cook at home with those utensils? Like you're that much more likely to cook at home, that much more likely to save money, spend time with family. You get to eat healthier. Like who knows eating at home is a lot healthier for you than going out to eat? Yeah, it's healthier for you, and you can pass it down generation to generation. So when you see this set right here, I don't want you to think like I'm just selling knives. It's just the knives. It's like no, when you sell a set of Cutco, what is the customer getting? What's the customer getting?
Family heirloom.
Yeah, family heirloom. Peace of mind. Never having to buy knives ever again. They're eating healthier. They're saving money. Thank you, Graham. Like they're getting a lot when they buy a Cutco. And so that's what I want you guys to get out of this. Who's ever, be honest, who's ever bought the pre-packaged fruit at the store? Yeah. Look at that, it's $8. And that's not even the whole watermelon. Here's the melon knife. I could rip that whole melon up in like 30 seconds. So why don't people save the money? Because that's going to take me a half hour, that's going to take me forever. I don't want to deal with it. Convenience. Maybe they're lazy, but really just convenience. What if they're like, I'm excited to go chop that up with my Cutco butcher knife? They're gonna be excited. And guys, realize this is just water. You could buy a whole chicken. How much less is a whole chicken than boneless, skinless chicken breast? How much less is a whole piece of French bread than pre-sliced bread in the packaging? Maybe we just talked about 15 or 20 bucks of savings right there. What about the whole grocery bill? 50 bucks? Whole year? Can you see over the next 30 years, people are saving tons and tons of money when they buy a set of Cutco? But officially welcome to the team. Give yourselves a round of applause. Officially welcome to the team. This is our team name. We're the Farmington Hills Legacy. This is our office. Like I said, there are 300 offices nationwide. Each office has a city, a location. Each office has a logo, brand, team name. We're the Legacy, and we're one of the best offices in the country. And you can see that trophy over there. That's the Silver Cup. We were the #1 office in the country 5 years ago in 2019. And the past 5 years since, we've consistently been in the top 10. This year we're #2. We're making a fight for #1, so it's going to be close. But we're really looking to finish the year strong, and that's why a lot of you guys were brought onto the team today. Here's a picture of our team. Well, what do you notice about these pictures of our team? We're having fun. It's a lot of people just like you. Hey, Susie, yeah, that's awesome. I don't want you to think, oh my gosh, you see the whiteboard over there with all the top 10 reps in the office? That's what they've sold so far for the year. Those are college students just like you. So I don't want you to think like, oh my gosh, like all these people in this office sell so many knives and who are these people? These are people just like you. Remember meeting Rachel and Sophia at the front desk and cutting rope and leather and stuff? Like they started in a training just like you, with the training manual that I'm going to give you today and the product that we're going to use today in this exact same program. We have an incredible team. We have such a fun team. Sometimes I don't know how I get paid as much as I do to have as much fun as I do. But we have an amazing team. Here's our agenda today. For today, we're here 3 to 8. We're going to take a break every hour. Scotty, your break man. Can you be break man for me?
Yeah.
Every hour, if you feel like we're overdue for a break, start giving me like weird face looks. We're going to take a break every. I can't talk straight for 5 hours. We're going to go over the expectations of the job. What can I expect out of training? What can I expect out of the job? We're going to go over some keys for success. This isn't a test kitchen. We're not trying this out to see if this works. Cutco has been around for 75 years. We've probably sold tens of billions of dollars of Cutco in the last 75 years. I sold $250,000 worth of Cutco in college. This is a proven program that works, and I'm just gonna teach you how to do it. And if you work hard, you'll have success too. We're gonna go over the first 70% of the presentation. You guys see this manual here? This is the script. Who's ever given a presentation in class? Raise your hand. What do you get when you do the presentation? You get your notes, and you get your PowerPoint, and then you go up and you give it. Good news is, you don't have to stand in front of a group of people here. You sit down with a middle-aged soccer mom, we give you the PowerPoint, and we give you the script, and we already know it gets you an A. How cool is that? Today we're gonna go over your paychecks, how to maximize your paychecks. We're gonna teach you the best customers to show. Who do you think are good customers to show Cutco to?
People like to cook.
People like to cook? Families? It's not your buddies. It's not your 19-year-old buddy. He doesn't need knives. So we're gonna dig in a little bit deeper into like who buys Cutco. The company's done a lot of research and they found out like who buys Cutco. And I'm gonna share that with you today. We're gonna make your schedules and then we're gonna have a fun jam today. You're gonna be able to make your first phone calls. You're gonna call like mom, dad, grandma, the easy ones. We have a script for it. I'm gonna teach you how to do that first though. Tomorrow we're here 2 to 7. We're gonna go over your rep agreement so you can get paid. We're gonna go over your Fast Start prizes. Your Fast Start is a contest your first 10 days on the job. It's called your Fast Start contest. I would write that down. Fast Start contest. It's your first 10 days on the job. You can win some incredible prizes. You're not competing against each other. You're just competing against yourself to win some cool stuff. We'll go over what those are tomorrow. And if you see throughout the walls like Fast Start sales, what that means is that's how much these people have sold in their first 10 days when they were brand new, just like you. We're gonna go over all the sets and prices. You see that set right there? Yeah, that's our signature set. We have 1 set larger called the Ultimate set and 8 sets smaller. So we have 10 total sets. So you're not gonna be doing demos being like, buy this set, you don't want it? Yes, you do. Like, you're not gonna be like shoving 1 set on the customer. We have something for everybody, whether they cook a ton or they don't really cook that often. I'm gonna teach you how to get recommendations. This is the oxygen of the business. Whenever you show somebody Cutco, they'll recommend you to their friends, and so you'll never run out of people to show. You would if we didn't have the recommendation program, but thankfully we have this program, so I'll teach you that tomorrow. Teach you how to submit orders. It's an app on your phone. We'll cut food tomorrow. We'll make more phone calls. The goal when you leave training tomorrow is to have your first 4 days on the job booked up. So what's tomorrow?
First 4 days.
Saturday. Tomorrow's Saturday. So the goal is to have Saturday, Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday fully booked up before you leave tomorrow. Some of you might do 2 demos in that time frame. Some of you might do 15. Some of you might do 20. The amount of demos you personally want to do, because you make your own schedule, I want you to get those booked up before you leave tomorrow. We're going to do that. And then I'm going to give you $500 worth of Cutco tomorrow in training. You don't have to pay for it. We give it to you for free to use on your appointments. You turn it in when you're done working here, if that's in a year or 2 years or whatever the case may be. We're going to start off with a video. Get out your notes if you haven't been taking notes yet. And take some good notes on this video. It's 2 minutes. It's short and sweet. It's going to go over all the details of how Cutco is manufactured. So take some really good notes and we'll talk about your takeaways after.
Since 1949, for millions of families across the country, the right knives are cut.
That's the video. What'd you get from the video? What'd you get? Oh, you guys probably don't.
Forever guarantee. Yeah.
Forever
Double
guarantee.
the edge.
Oh, the double the edge. Check this out.
I'm hungry.
I'm hungry. We have snacks in the back. Write this down. That is called the double the edge. Draw that in your notes. Now, the reason this is important, I'm going to show you here in a minute. That's different from what you call a serrated edge. Cutco is specific. The double the edge is specific to Cutco. There is a serrated edge. So let me show you why the double the edge matters. Because Shayla, you wrote down double the edge.
Yeah.
Let me show you why that matters. Where are the sharp parts on a serrated edge? They're on the points. Where are the sharp parts on a double D edge? They showed you in the video. It's these inside parts right there. Right there. So over the course of, I just realized this isn't going to work without a whiteboard. Over the course of 5, 10, 15 years, rubbing on glass, granite, marble, cutting boards, plates. Check this out. Imagine half of it wears away. Imagine it looks like this. Like that part below the line is deleted. So what do you notice now after 10 years of wearing away? What's gone with the serrated edge knives? The sharp part. Did you notice when you were cutting the leather how it's pulling and ripping and tearing with the junk knife? Yeah, what's still left with Cutco? Can you see why people love buying Cutco? So on average, write this down. Cutco will stay sharp for 7 to 10 years, and the average rated edge knife will stay sharp for 1 to 3 years. What else did you guys get? Oh, great, awesome, that was awesome. One thing about our company, the company is growing. The economy doesn't impact our sales because what are people always doing, even in a bad economy?
Eating food.
Who remembers 2020? Stock market crashed, COVID, yeah. I didn't look at my wife and go, you guys are right by the way. I didn't look at my wife and go, babe, we're not eating this year. I was like, babe, we're eating a lot more at home. We had our best year in company history. So I don't know what's gonna happen. We've got an election coming up. God forbid something happens with the economy. Like, I don't wish that, but if that did happen, what's unique about us is we'll probably sell some more knives. People will be eating at home more often. If the economy's doing well, people are buying more knives. Like, so it's good for us. What will they always need if they're always eating food? Knives. So we sell a product that's not super specific, that's not super fluctuated in the sales with the economy. It's pretty cool to be in a job like this selling Cutco. But a little bit about us before we dig into some meat and potatoes. We're the Motor City division, basically half the state of Michigan on the east side, west side, east side, strong side. Metro Detroit. Meet our team. I would normally talk about those people. And then last thing I want to tell you about is a story about me in college. This is kind of my little stump speech TED talk for you for why you should take the job seriously. When I was in college, there's me, don't laugh. I said don't laugh. There's me, there's my friend Tyler, there's our friend Dennis. My friend Dennis is actually the music producer for the artist Khalid. You know Khalid? Yeah. No, look on Instagram, follow. But he goes to Grammys every year. Anyways, me and my friend Tyler, we've been best friends since we were 2. We grew up together. We were roommates in college. We both majored in business. And like everything, like he had better grades than I did. We went to a career fair. You guys, who knows what a career fair is? You guys all know what a career fair is? So we went to a career fair our senior year. It was like, let's get big boy jobs, let's do it. And he ended up getting 0 job offers, and I had 7 job offers. And I didn't really think much of it. I was like, yeah, dude's a dork, like what the heck. But no, like, he's really not a dork. Like, we're the same person. Like, we've been besties since we were 2. It wasn't until I got home a few weeks later, and I was talking to my mom. She was like, what's Tyler doing? I'm like, oh, he's moving back in with Steve and Cindy. He's going to go to grad school and coach hockey. She's like, I thought he hated school. He's going to grad school? I was like, he couldn't find a job. She's like, whoa. You're sticking with a Cutco, but you had a lot of jobs. Like, you should be grateful. I'm like, I am. I'm grateful. So here's the punchline. When you graduate college, you have to find the answer to what makes you different. You have to find the answer to that between now and when you graduate college. Because here's what happens when you interview. With all these big name companies, these are the job offers that I got. You go and they're like, oh, you're so cool and fun. I want to hire you and pay you $100,000 a year just for the heck of it. Yeah, here's how. That's not how they do it. They say, cool, we interviewed you. You have a degree? Cool, so does the other 83 people we interviewed this week. You were a part of extracurriculars? Cool. You played volleyball, this girl did, gymnastics, this girl was in a sorority, everybody's a part of extracurriculars. You had a good GPA? Cool, so does everybody else who graduates college. If you don't have a good GPA, you don't graduate. So what makes you different? It's not your GPA, it's not the fact that you have a degree, it's not your extracurriculars, it's not how well you were dressed. Everybody dresses to the nines to their interviews. You've got to find an answer, and Cutco isn't the only good answer. I don't want you to drink the Cutco Kool-Aid. It's a good answer to that question, but it's not the only answer. But I will suggest to you, even if you only work here for a week, you've got to find a good answer to that question. What makes you different? Because that's going to decide whether they hire you or not. Unless your mom works there and you know somebody. And you don't know somebody that works at every company. So, 4 keys to selling Cutco. Let's dig into the meat and potatoes here. This is heavy note taking, so jot these 4 things down. Number 1, follow the manual. If I were to break selling Cutco down into 4 key steps, I would break it down into these 4 things. Number 1, follow the manual word for word. Hey, Rachel. Yeah, we come out here. Rachel, this is Rachel, everybody. Rachel sold $10,000 her first 10 days. That's for her fast start contest, like I told you about earlier. Rachel, what do you suggest that they do with this manual on their appointments? Read it? What do you mean? Okay, thank you. So just follow the manual word for word. Like, when I first say this, I know it sounds weird. Guys are like, I thought, this is sales. I thought they wanted a lot of eye contact. Like, tell me which one's weirder. Hey, Graham, let me tell you about these knives. Like, this homemaker set is awesome. It's like 45 straight minutes of eye contact. Or I'm like, hey, Mr. Graham, this is our homemaker set. Like, that's so much less threatening. Like, if I'm sitting here trying to be like super salesy and super schmoozy, see how threatening that is? That wouldn't work if that was the case. Our program works because it's like, I'm almost a little dorky following the manual, and it's like zero threatening. It's cute, almost. Now, if you watch one of our CSPs, you see up on the top board, you have number 1, Will Bond. He probably isn't reading his manual word for word. He's worked there for over 10 years. But when you're brand new, that's what I highly suggest you do. Don't read it like a robot, that would be weird. But if you read it with an enthusiasm and a smile, you'll sound really good. Who knows that ESPN reporters follow manual word for word? Who knew that? Or like a script, a teleprompter. When they do, not the play-by-play, but when they do like their bits. Who knows that news reporters follow a script word for word? Can you tell? No. Is it weird? No. They're not like, the clouds are coming in. No, maybe on Anchorman. But they're doing it with a smile and with confidence. They're like, yeah, the clouds are coming in out of the southeast, and you can't even tell. Now, they'll be able to tell because they'll see the manual in front of you, but they don't care. Rachel, do they care if you read the, no, yeah, exactly. Number 2, be yourself, write that down. Don't try to be someone else. Don't try to be Sophia. Don't try to be Rachel. Don't try to be me. You met Cam earlier. Don't try to be Cam. Be you. We hired you because we think you have the personality or the potential to be somebody that's really successful in a job like this. We interviewed over 40 people this week. There's 10 of you here. We interviewed 40 people. We hired you 10. If we hired you, we know you have what it takes. Whether you put in the work or not, it's going to be up to you. But we know you have what it takes. So just be yourself. In 2024, people can smell if you're being fake. Like, just be authentic. Be yourself. Number 3, have fun. The more fun you have on your demos, the more you'll sell. Chris Voss, he wrote a book called Never Split the Difference. He used to be the lead hostage negotiator for the US FBI. And he said you're 7 times more likely to buy from somebody you like. And the number 1 way to be likable is to smile. So if this is what you do on your demos, hey, Mrs. Jones, thanks for seeing me today. Like, you're going to sell a lot of Kickoff. You're just like following the manual, little dorky, and you're smiling. And then number 4, write this down, show Mac customers. MAC is an acronym, M-A-C. The M stands for married. The A stands for age 30 plus. And the C stands for CASA. Why do you think we want to show married people versus like single people? They have a dual income. Doesn't help for buying nice things. They have kids. They have people to cook for. Like my single Uncle Howard didn't buy for me in my fast start. He was my only no sale. You know why? Because it's my single Uncle Howard. Like, where's he at every night? Jimmy John's, the bar with his buddies, you know, cooking a Jack's Pizza. Like, how weird would that be for my single Uncle Howard to come home, cook a 3-course meal by himself? Like, he doesn't need the knives. Married people who buy Cutco. What's the goal of doing a Cutco presentation? Sale. To make a sale. Like, the $25 is nice, but the goal of doing a presentation is to make a sale, and you're not even giving yourself a shot by doing that if you're showing a single person. Now, there are exceptions to the rule. Your single aunt who loves to cook, she might not be. But for the most part, married is who you want to show. Age 30 plus, I go through that. CASA, I go through that. So those are the 4 keys. I don't want you guys to take my word for it. You can probably tell I'm pretty passionate about the product, that we sell. We have a great product. I also want you to take other people's word for it. So let me show you what some of our customers have to say.
When was the first time you bought Cutco? How long ago was that?
It was about 15 years ago.
I've had Kickoff for 32 years.
15 years. I'm new to the family. Since just before we got married in 1950.
So we go through the whole video. Like, what'd you guys take away from that? Everyone in there's had it a long time.
They're all smiling.
All smiling.
I love the product.
They love the product. That looked like a lot of Mac customers. Like, you can't really tell if they're married or not, but like, that looked like that was the target market. If you're wondering, like, who do I show? Right there. That was the target market of who you show Cutco to. So before we dive into the actual manual, everybody flip to the back cover of your manual. Flip to the back cover. We're gonna go over some tips for your demos. And then I go over the tips for the demos. So, scene cut. That was, how long was that? 22. That was my welcome talk. It's probably 30. I was just on Zoom today with Amir Habash, and he's like, dude, the reason I asked you to get on Zoom is because I need to cut my training down. It's like 8.5 hours, like 2 days in a row. I'm like, I don't think I could say enough things to make mine 8.5 hours. I would just be like reading the phone book. Like, what do you say? And his welcome talk was like almost 2 hours, and I was like, so that's my welcome talk. I would say it's a little bit longer. I go into a little bit more detail.
And can I just ask, who uses the first video? Raise your hand if you use the first video. Currently.
The Cutco.
The Cutco one. First video, raise your hand. Okay, who uses the second video, the customer's testimonials?
We have a different one, but.
Different one, but something like, whatever, that's fine. Okay, I would encourage, if you're, like, I don't have a video, I don't know, that should be the thing you do tomorrow. And get, I don't talk to your DVM, which one you use, I don't care. That stuff is gold. You don't